Hello, this is your friendly Amazon associate, and as an Amazon associate, I earn on qualifying purchases. Today, I wanted to show you the Yagugu wax kit, which is associated with one of my affiliate links. And there's a few extra comments that I want to make over and above what you'll find online on Amazon.com. So when you get the box, it's this very pretty box here, which contains everything you need. And you can use this box to put everything in when you're finished and keep it because it really looks nice. Now, what we have inside are 4 candles. Now, you might say that you only see 3. Well, the 4th one is already burning, and that's going to be the candle responsible for melting the wax. Now, there's this cylinder that comes with the kit that goes over the flame like that. It has windows in the side so that the flame doesn't get snuffed out, and it has a metal top. Now here, right beside it, is the spoon in which we're going to melt the wax. And we do that by placing the spoon. Let me get rid of the candles that don't have anything to do with today. That is where you're going to melt your wax. Now, they recommend 3 to 5 beads. I've experimented with 2 and with 3 mostly. So today I'm going to actually put in 4. Okay. So the beads come in this convenient box, which is also great because it remains convenient and it fits inside the bigger box. But we can put the wax to one side now. So here is the seal. So it has a handle, obviously, and it has, there's, as well as the handle, there's a disc with a pattern on it, and that's the pattern that you're going to see in the seal. So to put the two together, you screw the handle into the disc, and that's your seal. And you're looking forward to doing that because that's the best part. Now, you need to be careful of the orientation of the pattern on the bottom. So this pattern is a tree. This is the top of the tree, and this is the bottom of the tree. So you just have to decide what orientation you want, okay? So if you just do like that, the seal will leave an impression which has the same orientation. Now, the part that's the most fun, which is putting the seal on the wax, also turns out to be tricky. And I probably won't get it perfectly, but to help myself, I'm going to draw with a pencil the circumference of the seal. So here in pencil is a circle, which represents the bottom of the seal, and it's inside that circle that I have to aim to put my wax, okay, which is almost ready there. Now, intentionally, there will be wax which will be squashed to the outside, and that's because if, for example, your seal is closing a letter, you want the seal to have some kind of strength, and that's what that gives you, that excess around the outside, because the seal itself will be rather thin. So almost ready here. So let's try to get as much wax inside the circle as we can to try to make the thing symmetric. Okay. So we try to make a circular pattern, but the circle will be a little bit bigger than where you want the seal to go. Okay. So then you've got to have a very steady hand, and I don't particularly put that in the center as well as you can, and press down for about 30 seconds. Not too long though, or things will stick. Okay, this has turned out quite well. But before I take pleasure in that, what you should do at this stage is clean up, okay? And you have to be very, very careful because you want to get rid of the excess wax in the spoon while it's still melting. But that spoon is very, very hot, okay? So I use soft toilet paper so as not to scratch the spoon, but I make sure that my fingers are protected. There's a little bit of wax here too that I can get off. But it's better to leave behind a little bit of wax than to burn your fingers. So just do as well as you can. And the main thing to clean up is this inside of the spoon, because there'll always be a little bit of wax on the outside, and it's a good idea to deal with that also. There'll be a little bit of black from the flame. You shouldn't worry too much about that. The thing that needs to be clean is the inside of the spoon. Now, another thing that will be very hot is the top here, and you need to blow out the candle for safety as soon as you can. And I'm going to use this toilet paper to clean the top, which I have quite successfully actually. And there's some wax inside, okay? That's not quite so easy to do without getting your fingers burnt. But it matters less because you can't see it. Okay. So let me now put the candle and the candle cover away and the spoon away, because finished with that. And I want to show you that the seal is actually completely clean. And if you've done things correctly, timed correctly the amount of time you had the seal on the wet wax, this will stay clean. If it doesn't, you'll have to, with the help of a flame or something like that, clean it off. But it always comes off clean for me. So let's have a look at the seal. It's what we wanted. So it looks like 4 beads so those little bits of wax, they're called beads. It looks like 4 beads does a really good job. This is the tree, okay? Very, very nice pattern. You can see all the intricacies of the tree and the roots and so on. And I have a nice raised circle around the tree to strengthen the seal. So if this was sealing the back of an envelope, just to have what's on the seal is not enough. It's not strong enough. So you don't use too few beads, because That's what will end up happening. I was looking for something. Okay, so this is one that I did with 2 beads, and it's very nice also, but it doesn't have the same degree of strength. Okay, and so working with a couple of extra beads enables you to have something which is stronger. But of course, if you're using it for a pattern in a scrapbook, you can experiment and try 2 beads and 3 beads and so on. Okay, so when you're finished and when everything is cooled down, you can put it back in this lovely box from Yagugu. So I encourage you to check it out. And let me remind you that I am an Amazon associate and that I earn from qualifying purchases. Have a great day.